Hey, Baylor fans, this is your call to gear up with Harley-Davidson of Waco. Whether you're hitting the open road or tailgating at McLean Stadium, we've got the ride to match your Bear pride. Check out our wide selection of new and pre-owned motorcycles, visit our service department, or shop all the latest gear and accessories to show off your Baylor spirit and Harley pride. Visit us today and find your freedom on two wheels. Harley-Davidson of Waco, where Baylor fans never ride alone. Visit in-store or at hdwaco.com. Sic Em Bears.
Welcome into the Sic Em Podcast, presented by Harley-Davidson of Waco. Listen, if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of basketballs dribbling at Foster Pavilion. Start of the season is here. Man, it is here, and it is exciting for both the Baylor men and the Baylor women. Want to introduce you today to one of the newcomers to Coach Scott Drew's team, which is number 8 in the Associated Press preseason poll. Start of the season is right around the corner. Welcome to Jalen. Okay, we want to do first thing, pronounce your last name correctly.
Celestine.
Celestine, we got it. All right, Jalen Celestine. Welcome to Baylor, transfer from Cal. How has the transition and the move been for you?
It's been a pretty easy transition, man. I feel like anytime you're around a group of guys that make it such a community and like a brotherhood off rip, it's just very easy. Even though I really didn't know anybody besides VJ coming into June, but no, everyone accepted me with open arms, coaches, staff, players, everyone. So it's been a very easy adjustment for sure.
That's really cool to hear you say, because we've been around Coach Drew for a long time, and the program and the culture of joy, which is a very real thing. But it's cool to hear you say that coming in, fresh, coming in from the outside, that you feel that almost immediately.
No, for sure. There's not many places like this in the country. And I can say that with all honesty. So thankful, very thankful for sure.
Good. You mentioned VJ. What's the connection there? Does it go back to the high school at Long Island Lou?
Yeah, we went to the same high school. Obviously, we went at different times, but same high school. So I always kept track on the upcoming teams, and obviously VJ is a standout. We already know. I don't got to talk about VJ. Everyone knows who VJ is. So VJ is a standout guy. And then before I actually came to Waco, I was in New York, and I was staying with one of our old coaches, and VJ was with me every day, basically, because I didn't even have a car. So VJ was basically not my Uber, but VJ was helping me get around, working out with VJ. So yeah, we built a good relationship from before we got out here.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That high school program, tell us about that. It must be unbelievable.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing program. Going into my junior year, I think I had one offer, and then I left with after the first open gym, I picked up 10 after the first open gym.
Wow.
And it just keeps coming. So I was fortunate to build a lot of great talent there. And then they just keep, every year someone leaves, they just add 2 more. So now they're doing their thing over there for sure.
That's pretty cool. A lot to be proud of. Who was your coach there?
John Book, the same coach it is right now.
Gotcha.
I was the head coach.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Very good.
Changed a little bit, but a couple of guys are still there.
Yeah. And so that was high school, but prior to that, you grew up in Canada, right? Ontario?
Yeah. I grew up right outside Toronto. So I grew up in the Toronto area, and I moved to America when I was 15.
Okay.
I moved to North Carolina for a year with my cousin, just to see high school basketball in America is better than Canada. So took my talents down south, and then I had a pretty good sophomore year, and I wanted to challenge myself a little bit more. So I took the next step and going to a higher rated high school in Lehigh, and I was in Lehigh for my last 2 years of high school.
Gotcha. Very good. What would you say are the differences growing up where you grew up, Ajax, outside Toronto? What are the differences there than you discovered when you got to the United States?
New York, there wasn't too many differences from New York. Toronto and New York are pretty similar, I'll say. But I moved to North Carolina first, so it was a big culture shock. Toronto's a very diverse city, a lot of immigrants, a lot of Caribbeans, a lot of Africans. So my culture was, I'm a first-generation Canadian. Both my parents are from Trinidad, so I'm a Caribbean kid. So I grew up eating Caribbean food, all that, being around Caribbean people. And then moving to North Carolina, it was a it was a suburb right outside of Charlotte. So it was like night and day. It's completely different from what I was used to. But they're really nice to me. I don't have anything bad to say about it at all. My host family was amazing. The people at the school were amazing to me. But it was just different to what I was accustomed to, you know?
Yeah, I get
it. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, very cool. That's good. Thanks for that. You know, Baylor played in Toronto over the summer, that Global Jam, I think, a few years ago. Was that on your radar at all? Do you remember that?
I was supposed to be on that Canadian team.
Oh, really?
I tore my knee, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that was something I hurt myself. So I was actually supposed to be on that team.
How about that? Yeah.
Yeah. So Rowan came to Cal. The guy, RJ's dad, who runs Team Canada, he came to Cal and met with me, wanted me to come play for the team, but I ended up getting hurt. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Very good. That's a couple of years ago. That's in your past, right? You're completely recovered from that.
Yeah. Knee brace is gone and everything now. So.
Nice. Yeah. What was the process like when you were recruited by and eventually signed with Cal?
Oh, it was a cool process. I really built a good relationship with that coaching staff, mainly because of Coach Francis. He was at Iowa before. So Iowa was one of the first schools to reach out to me when I was 15 or 16. And then it was the assistant coach, Andrew Francis. So he I went 3 weeks without hearing from him end of my junior year. And that was weird. I was like, damn, I lost Iowa. And then he called me, he FaceTimed me, and he was in the Cal practice gym, or he was in the Cal office, something like that.
Right.
And he's like, yo, I'm recruiting you to go to Cal now. And then from there, I just built a really good relationship with Coach Fox and everyone else on the staff. And I ended up choosing Cal.
Yeah, very good. Very good. And you had a good career there. I mean, a really good, solid career. Did you enjoy your time playing at Cal in the Pac-12?
Yeah, for sure. The Pac-12, I love the Pac-12. I felt like it suited my game really well. I feel like if I didn't get hurt, a couple injuries kind of made me not appreciate it as much, I'd say. But overall, I have nothing bad to say about either coaching staffs, honestly. Mark Fox, he really saw something in me, so I nothing but love for Mark Fox and his staff, and then Coach Madsen believed in me coming off the ACL, wanted me to stay and everything like that. So no, I have nothing bad to say about Cal by any means. Yeah,
that's great. Mm-hmm. Hey, what was it like? I mean, we saw it from a distance, but when the Pac-12 started imploding, and schools started leaving, and USC and UCLA, were the first two, and then Cal and Stanford and the other schools. What was that like as a student athlete in that league to live through that?
Yeah, it was kind of weird because obviously I grew up seeing the Pac-12, it's the Pac-12, like big wings could play in the Pac-12. It's free flowing. So when I think, my senior year was the last year. So going through the year, I was like, dang, this is really the last year of the Pac. I don't know. It was, even though it was my senior year, it still felt weird knowing that there's not going to be another. Even now, when people ask me what conference I play in, I slip up and say the Pac-12 a lot.
Right.
Because it's just habit, But no, it's crazy. It's crazy how it's done.
Yeah, it's great, and I feel bad, really. I mean, I felt there's so much history in the Pac-12, and those schools. There was just so much there that went away. I hated to see it.
For sure.
I bet in some respects that was tough to go through too.
100%.
Yeah. You had a good career at Cal. I think last year, 44% shooting from three-point range, third best in the league. How would you describe your game? What does your game contribute to Baylor now?
I feel like I bring shooting. That's probably first and foremost when you look at my stats over my college career. I feel like shooting stands out the most, but I feel like I could do a lot more than just shooting. I could pass, rebound, dribble. I feel like at the end of the day, I'm a big guard, and I bring that to Baylor. I feel like I could guard multiple positions, and I bring maturity. This is my crazy to say. This is my fifth year.
Right.
So just I bring maturity to this team as well. And I feel like I could help the team in any way asked of me, honestly, whether it might not always be shooting threes because we have a super talented team. So every day is not going to be my day to score 20 points, but just being able to do other things that's asked of me.
Very cool. That's great. That's that's such a good attitude to have. Come in, whatever you need me to do, I'm going to do. I'm going to contribute. You're listed as 6'7". Do you think of yourself as a big guard? Are you a swing man? Are you a forward? How do you look at yourself?
I've always looked at myself as a guard because my dad taught me how to play basketball, And then I wasn't always the tallest, but he knew my dad's the same height as I am. So he knew I was going to grow. And my mom's side's pretty tall too. So he knew I was going to grow. So he made me a point guard when I first started off, just for the fact that he knew I was going to keep growing, just so I could keep the ball handling skills, and no matter how tall I ended up being. So yeah, I've never considered myself a forward. I didn't start playing like a forward until last year. Really, I was always a guard for the most part. And then like I play like the modern day four, I guess you could say, where I'm 4 out, 1 in, or I'm on the wing, but I'm a forward, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a name. It really doesn't matter. I mean, whatever you call them. Yeah. Just put me in the game. Whatever you want to call me is fine.
Yeah. If I'm on the court, I'm cool with this. So
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
What, how do you feel like things have come together over the summer? Summer's such an important time for you guys now, it's getting really close to the start of the season. How do you feel about the team chemistry and your teammates?
I feel pretty good about it. At first, I was a little hesitant, like the first 2 days in Waco, but then honestly, I've seen how well mainly the returners wanted us to be together. Like I don't know, first name come to mind like Langston. As soon as we got the Hughes Tech, he made a group chat right away. All the players trying to get team dinners, trying to go to kick it at the pool. We have a pool where some of us live. Like always, just trying to do something together. Open gym, just always being around each other because we really don't know each other at the end of the day. So in order for us to do what we want to do and have a successful season in our eyes, we have to build that brothership that I spoke about, build that love for one another. So honestly, we've done a great job at that. Coaches included. Coaches take us out to lunch. I haven't really experienced something like this before. So no, it's cool. I'm pretty happy where we're at right now for sure.
That's terrific. That's great. It really is fun to hear you say that because again, we've seen that for years, with Coach Drew and his staff and everybody, and some changes on the staff this year. But man, that culture of joy just continues, that is the foundation of Baylor basketball, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
What do you think about Foster Pavilion?
Nah, it's amazing. Even the practice gym, the weight room, everything's brand new. So there's little to complain about in there. And then the actual Foster Pavilion itself, I went up there. I went up to the top bleacher once just to see what it was like, and I got kind of scared. It's really steep.
It's steep.
It's different to what I'm used to because Cal, it was a bigger gym, but it was more like a bowl kind of. But no, it gets loud. Even if we have practice, if someone has a nice dunk, it gets loud, and there's only 16 of us. So I can imagine what it's like in a sold out crowd when we get the season started. So no, I love it. I love it.
Yeah. You are in for a real experience because it is so good and it's so loud. Our fans are so good, and the arena or the pavilion was built, to be a great home court advantage, and it really is. You'll see that from whenever you play your first game there. So, you'll like that. And the new part. The development center, the Allison Development Center, just opened this summer. So great for you to be here. Brand new. Yeah. Everything's brand new back there.
Came at a great time.
Yeah. That's cool. We talked about the Pac-12 a little bit. What do you think about the Big 12? How did you look at the Big 12 and Big 12 basketball before you were here?
I feel like the Big 12 has this thing behind where it's the best conference in college basketball. And I always heard it, but I never really paid too much attention being in a different conference. But after entering the portal and hearing from a good amount of Big 12 schools and really doing my research on the schools, it's true, man. The Big 12 really is the best conference in basketball. Every day from top to bottom of the conference, even if the team's last, that doesn't mean they're bad by any means. So every single game is a dogfight in the Big 12. Physical. The Big 12 has physicality, but also skill. You have a lot of NBA players. We have a bunch of guys who are just raw athletes too. So it's a really good combination, which makes it what it is. In honesty.
Yeah. I think you'll find that to be true. It's just a tough game every night. I mean, there's no off nights. I mean, it's there's so many good teams in this league, and it really got better this year. With the addition of Arizona and Arizona State, and Colorado and Utah, it got better than it was before.
Yeah, added some Pac-12 team stuff.
Yeah. I guess you probably played against some of those guys, right, in your Pac-12 days.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because all those coaches are the same coaches, too. So, I played against them for 4 years.
Yeah, very nice. All right, start of the season. We talked about it's getting closer. How about let's play Gonzaga for the first game, and let's play Arkansas for the second game. Man, you guys are diving in head first to that schedule.
For sure. No, with Coach Drew, there's no running from anything, any challenge. We're going to take it head on. So, I respect that a lot about him. I think we're ready for the challenge as well. So I'm excited. And I got one of my friends plays on Gonzaga too.
Oh, good.
So, it's a cool game for me. I'm excited. I spoke to him a little bit when I was in the portal too. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to play against him for sure. Very
cool. Who's the guy you know? Who's your friend there?
Ryan. The point guard, Ryan Nimbar.
Okay.
He's from the Toronto area, so I've known him for a little bit now. I was actually just with him when I was back home in August. So
nice.
That's my dog for sure.
Very good. Well, that'd be a great season opener on the first night, that teams can play games, and it's going to be a real showcase game. Final question for you. What are you most looking forward to that you haven't found out yet? Maybe you don't know yet, but what are you most looking forward to in this season with Baylor?
Winning. That's probably
one word. That's great.
Yeah, winning. Yeah, I love to win, and I feel like we're more than capable of winning the majority of our games. So I'm excited for winning for sure.
Terrific. Yeah. Well, it's great to have you here, and thanks for the visit. We appreciate that, and look forward to watching you play this year. Thanks very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, Jalen Celestine with Baylor, grad transfer from Cal. Our guest on this week's Sic Em Podcast, presented by Harley Davidson of Waco.
Yes, sir. Have a good one. Thanks for having me, boss.